Well, this movie had some crazy creative twists I did not see coming, and I liked that. Okay, you guys, I finally got around to watching I See You, and wow. I don't know what took me so long to get around to watching this movie. I loved it. It was so... It went to places I was not expecting, and I really appreciated the writing in this movie. The clever things that happened that you don't notice the first time around, but then when things are revealed, you understand what's happening. Hey! I'm trying to record! Stop it! Tifa! Excuse me. So this movie came out in 2019, and I remembered I had done a trailer reaction to it, and I went back and rewatched my reaction just to see what my initial impressions had been about the trailer. And so basically, I was baffled when I watched the trailer. As I mentioned in the reaction, I could not tell what it was about. I was just so clueless. And I liked that it kept me guessing. That's how I felt about the movie. I did not know what the heck was going on. And then about halfway through, the movie takes this shift and goes in a completely different direction. And then other twists and turns start happening. And then there's one right at the very end. There's a twist that reveals even more. And I just really appreciated how it kept me guessing and how it kept me engaged. Something that I had mentioned about the trailer, I complained about the length of it. I felt like it was a bit too draggy, and I said it could have been tighter, but something that I found quite interesting was that this film itself was pretty tight. There was not a lot of fat on this movie. I don't know that there was any fat on this movie. I noticed that as I was watching my reaction to it, and I was like, wow, well, I complained about the trailer, but the movie itself definitely did not have that issue going on for me. So the synopsis of the story is, and I'm going to try to be as vague as I can because I don't want to give away anything that might give you guys a clue as to what is going on in this film. So what you think you know is probably not what's really up. I mean, I guess try to guess. You try to guess if that's what you like to do. That's what I like to do because I was trying to figure out what was happening. But I would suppose that what most people might think is happening is not accurate. Okay, so the synopsis. The trailer kind of gives you a bit of the synopsis. There are some missing kids, or there's at least one missing kid, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. There's this family. The husband of the family is a cop, so he's investigating the case. There's stuff going on with the family. There are issues. And in addition to that, there's some unexplained stuff happening in the house. And the trailer, that's basically what the trailer presents to you. So I'm not really getting into the nitty-gritty because the trailer really doesn't give much away either. The notes that I took on this, one of the first things I wrote was that it has an unsettling opening. There's a kid riding on a bike through a forest, and you just know something's gonna happen. You don't know what, but it's a very eerie feeling with the camera's following this kid going through the forest, and okay, something's gonna happen to this kid. Things proceed from there. Some other stuff that I noticed that I had no clue, like what is it going? There were times where Helen Hunt's character would just zone out. She would just be staring off in the distance. And I was like, what's going on with her? What's she thinking about? What's up? Those are like the beginning stages of the film. Investigation proceeds. The stuff with the families proceeding. Stuff with the house is proceeding. And then, like I said, about halfway through, I didn't time it exactly, but you will know this shift when it happens. There's this sudden change, and you're like, okay, what? And then as that is playing out, then you're piecing together stuff that you didn't understand earlier. And then throughout the course of that shift that's happened, something else is revealed. And you're like, oh, wow. And then story carries on. And then right at the very end, there is one final little turn that happens, little reveal thing that happens. You're like, wow. So I feel like I would like to go back and watch this again. Now, I watched this over the course of about 2 to 4 days. I did finish watching this before I started watching Dr. Sleep, but I know I did this poll. I was like, this Dr. Sleep, like whatever wins the poll is going to be the next thing I watch. In fairness, I had started this before I even started the poll. And so I just went ahead and finished it up. And then I got started on Dr. Sleep. I'm still watching Dr. Sleep. So I don't even know where the heck I was going. I don't even know where the heck I was going with that. Anyway, okay, I know what I was saying. I took about 2 to 4 days to watch it. I honestly can't remember. It was more than 2, but maybe, I don't know, whatever. So something that happened was that by the end, some stuff that was shown, I felt a little bit lost, and that's just because I had forgotten what happened, stuff that happened at the very beginning. And the reason I forgot that is because I was watching it late at night when I was about ready to go to sleep, and so I would start to get really tired, so there was some stuff I forgot. So I feel like I would love to rewatch this all in one sitting. Go back and watch it, and I will pick up on so much stuff, I know. I just really enjoyed how clever the writing in here was. I felt like it was clever. I like it when things surprise me in a good way. When something catches me off guard and it makes sense. When it happens and it's ridiculous and it makes no sense, that annoys the heck out of me. But when it happens and it's because you have been effectively blind to the reality of what's happening in the story, and then it's revealed to you, and then things make sense after it's revealed to you, that's when I really appreciate those sorts of twists and turns. And that's how I felt about this movie. And I can't really talk a ton about it, because to talk a lot about what happens in the film would give away a little bit more than I want to let you know. But regarding Helen Hunt, I mentioned in the trailer reaction that it had been a while since I'd seen her in a movie, and I was a bit taken aback by, or just distracted by, how much it looked like she'd changed. And that was something that I continued to notice in this movie. She just didn't look, she's changed so much. She just looked so gaunt. And there were some moments in, like, where it was showing her that from a distance especially, she looked like she had a mask on. She just was so, her face was so drawn, her mouth so thin, just the eyes down, and it's just like, she just doesn't, what? And then I saw pictures of her, like at premieres or whatever. She looked more like Helen Hunt. And I think part of the reason why she appeared the way she did here is because I'm thinking that in this movie, she goes without makeup, and lighting on her is harsh to really sort of accentuate the stress that is on her. They did a really good job at drawing this sort of appearance out of her. So that was something that I definitely noticed. It's like, did not recognize Helen Hunt, but she was excellent in here. Everybody, I think, did a really good job in here. There were several characters or several people that I did not recognize. Probably most of the cast I didn't recognize, or if I've seen them in something else before, I just didn't notice them as an actor. But I was pleased with the performance of everyone. Very, very pleased with the way this story played out, and loved it so much that I wanted to make a review and talk about it, so that if you guys have a chance to watch it, please check it out. If you like mystery, thriller, suspense-ish type stuff, there's not a ton of action that's happening in here, but definitely when things take a turn and stuff is revealed, the pressure and the tension amps up quite a bit. I don't know what other platforms this is on. We happened to have it on our Vudu account. My brother and I share a Vudu account. We add a bunch of movies there. I am not positive that it's available on any of the other regular services, like, let's say, Amazon Prime or Netflix or Hulu. So I don't know if this is something you would have to purchase or I might be wrong. Check Letterboxd or check Just Watch. It will give you a list of the platforms it's available. If I remember, I will note them in the description. I did not realize this at the time that I filmed the review, but the movie is actually also available on Netflix. So if you subscribe, then you have access to it for no additional cost. Okay, back to the video. So anyway, yeah, that's my review. These are my thoughts on I See You. Clever little movie, and I hope you guys take the chance to check it out and let me know what you think. And I want to rewatch this film. It's a 2019 film, like I said, so Arturo and I will be watching it for the 2019 live stream discussion whenever that comes up. I told him about this movie. He's definitely interested to check it out. I'm going to be curious to see the guesses that he tries to make. So anyway, okay, I can't think of anything else. I can't get into a lot of the other stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We'll see you guys later. Adios.